Now, Jeff Dubroff with your KRIS 6 Sports Report.
8 teams. That's how many remain standing in each bracket of the high school football playoffs with the hopes of winning the state title. And after tonight, there will only be 4. Will our 2 teams, Refugio and Cal Allen, be among the final 4 in their respective brackets? That is the question. And the man with all the answers is Alan Harwell, who is standing by live in San Antonio at the Alamodome. Alan, give us the scoop. What's going on?
All right, Jeff, thank you. Yeah, this was a wild day already. We've got game 1 of our doubleheader already in the books. Refugio taking on top-ranked Mason. I got to tell you, Refugio played well, but Mason was the better team. They showed tonight why they are #1 in the state. They beat the Bobcats tonight, 28-14. How did it happen? Take a look. The Refugio Bobcats ate up over 7 minutes on their opening drive, and on 4th and goal from the 2, Isaac Canchola muscles in for the game's first score, 7-0 Bobcats. But the Punchers answer immediately. Took them less than 2 minutes to drive it down the field. Otto Wolford makes it look easy, and we're deadlocked 7-7. Now Refugio back on offense, and Ochoa is going to get picked off by the Punchers, and we're going back the other way. And that would lead to this on the last play of the first quarter. Wolford to Jake Cockerham, and look at him go. 31 yards, he's not going to be denied. And the Punchers take a 14-7 lead. 4.5 minutes left in the first half. It is Clay Kerner. Look at him go. He will barrel his way in, and the Punchers increase their lead now to 21-7. But with 42 seconds left to play in the first half, Refugio will not be denied. That's Ochoa. He finds pay dirt. So we head to the locker room with Mason leading 21-14. Let's go back to late in the second quarter. A controversial play. Everybody's talking about it. Otto Wolford, the quarterback for Mason, he doubles as a defensive back. He is going to be cited for targeting on this play right here, and he was ejected from the game. So they would have to play the entire second half with a backup quarterback, Whit Bisherwhale. And he came through on their opening drive here in the third quarter. A spectacular pass and catch here, which gave Mason a 28-14 lead. All right, so there you have it again, 28-14, your final. Still a great year for the Refugio Bobcats. We will have post-game from Refugio on KRIS 6 Sports at 10 o'clock. Now we're getting set for Cal Allen. They get set for a rematch with Port Lavaca. And for more on that, we'll head back to the studio with Jeff. I know you've got Phil Danaher. Back to you.
Thanks, Alan. Well, Cal Allen is not a stranger to being this deep in the playoffs, and Phil Danaher, who is the winningest coach in Texas high school football history, knows a thing or two about what it takes to get his teams ready for big games, and tonight will be no different when they take on Port Lavaca Calhoun, the Sand Crabs, in a rematch of the year. And it's an old sports saying, or I guess rule, but it's very hard to beat the same team twice in one season. So are the Wildcats up to the task? The Sand Crabs and the Wildcats had an absolute classic last time they lined up. It was for the district title, and ultimately playoff seeding was on the line, with the Wildcats squeaking out a win on a game-winning field goal. But now they meet again in a winner-go-home regional final matchup. This time around, Calhoun will finally have their starting quarterback in the lineup, who did not play in their first meeting due to an injury. And Coach Danaher expects his presence to be big in the matchup of 2 very even teams.
It's probably going to make a big difference for them having their quarterback back. I mean, he's second leading rusher they have on their team. He throws the ball well. He runs well. He's got good speed. He's a threat. So that's something defensively we've got to contend with. It's an even matched-up team. They've got good size on their offensive line, defensive line. Basically, we do too, and they've got good quickness. And their running backs, they got 3 people you got to stop like we have 3. So it's a very even matchup.
The rematch will kick off in just over an hour from the Alamodome. We're going to have those highlights for you tonight. Remember, Play of the Year coming up towards the end of this football season. If you think you have the Play of the Year, email me. And on some basketball-related news, the Spurs, who are struggling, they take on the Los Angeles Lakers tonight at 7:30. So the King is in town. Paulo, back to you.
All right, Jeff. Thank you for that. And stay with us. We'll have a look at your final forecast when we come right back.